Most of us like to believe we're one of a kind. But how far would you really go just to stand out? Because some people weren't simply born different. They were born truly remarkable, with traits and conditions so unusual, they almost feel unreal. But they're not. These aren't just people who look weird. They totally change what 1 in a million actually means. And in this video, you're going to see exactly those kinds of amazing people. So, ready to meet them? Well, let's dive in. At number 15, Tom Peters. This man from England lives a life that many people struggle to understand at first, and it's easy to see why. Tom says he identifies closely with the personality of a Dalmatian dog he calls Spot. Well, yup, a dog. In 2016, Tom spent thousands of dollars on a custom-made Dalmatian suit designed to match the character he feels inside. When wearing the suit, he moves on all fours, eats from a bowl, and sometimes sleeps in a kennel-style bed. For Tom, and the experience is not meant to shock or entertain others. He explains that it gives him a sense of calm and freedom he rarely feels in everyday life. This transformation allows him to step away from human pressures and expectations for a while. His unusual lifestyle has drawn curiosity and occasional criticism, especially after he appeared on television discussing his identity openly. Despite the bad reactions, Tom remains comfortable with his choices. And he believes everyone deserves the space to live authentically, even when that authenticity looks different from what others expect. Number 14, Delfina Sedenho. Delfina's life began to change in ways that frightened everyone around her. This Dominican Republic girl developed an extremely rare condition called hematidrosis. During moments of intense stress or anxiety, her body releases blood through her skin instead of ordinary sweat. For Delfina, the episodes sometimes appear from her fingernails, on her belly button, and even across parts of her face. At one point, the bleeding continued for more than 2 weeks without stopping, leaving her weak and close to losing her life. People in her community struggled to understand what was happening. Friends slowly distanced themselves, worried they might somehow catch the illness. The loneliness pushed her into a deep depression, and one night she attempted to end her life. But everything changed when a man named Ricaris read about her story and came to meet her in person. Instead of fear, he offered kindness. Their connection slowly helped Delfina rediscover hope and begin rebuilding the life she thought she had lost. Number 13, Christian the boy without eyes. Christian was born with an extremely rare condition known as Tessier cleft lip and palate, which left him without eyes. From the very beginning, doctors explained that his life would look different from most children's experiences. But anyone who meets Christian quickly notices something remarkable. At 9 years old, he carries a joyful energy that fills every room around him. He loves karate lessons, playful jokes, and conversations with anyone willing to listen. When he appeared on the SBSK YouTube channel, people immediately connected with his humor and warmth. One of his favorite jokes always makes people laugh and groan at the same time. Christian never asks others to feel sorry for him. Instead, he reaches out confidently, offering high fives and cheerful greetings just like any other kid his age. His world is built on sound, touch, and connection, rather than sight. In his own quiet way, Christian reminds people that kindness and presence matter far more than physical perfection. So, love everyone. Number 12, the Rastafarian who gave up water well. Most of us grow up hearing that water is life. Doctors say the body cannot survive long without it. But one Rastafarian man from Burundi has lived in a way that challenges that belief. After being wrongly imprisoned years ago, the experience broke his trust in the world around him. Instead of returning to ordinary life, he chose a deeply spiritual path. He abandoned many comforts, rejecting material habits and focusing entirely on faith. And the most shocking decision came when he stopped drinking water. According to people who know him, he has followed this practice for more than 2 decades. He refuses medical checkups and relies entirely on what he believes is spiritual nourishment. Friends claim he remains energetic and mentally sharp despite the unusual lifestyle. For him, the choice is not about proving anything to science. It is about discipline, belief, and the idea that the human spirit can guide the body in ways most never attempt. Number 11. Carter Breeey. For most people, closing their eyes before sleep is something they never pay focus. For Carter, it was something he waited 7 years to experience. Born in Nevada with lamellar ichthyosis and ectropion, Carter's skin developed thick scales that forced his eyelids to turn outward. Because of that, blinking never happened naturally. His eyes remained open day and night, and exposed to dryness and irritation that caused constant discomfort. Sleep meant enduring burning eyes and endless exhaustion. His mother described it as watching her child struggle with something so simple, yet so painful. Doctors monitored Carter for years until surgery finally became possible. Skin from another part of his body was grafted onto his eyelids in an effort to help them close properly. A fundraising campaign started modestly but then grew, with strangers donating more than $46,000 to help him. After the procedure at UC San Diego, Carter experienced a peaceful sleep with his eyes fully closed. For him, it was everything. Number 10. Aiden Ma. Aiden has spent much of her life reshaping her look in ways few people would ever think about. Growing up in Italy, she began experimenting with body modification at an early age. The small piercings eventually led to more dramatic changes, as she searched for a look that matched how she felt inside. As time passed, she removed her nose, tattooed the whites of her eyes, split her tongue, and added implants across her forehead. Scars carved across her skin create patterns inspired by animals and fantasy imagery. Online, she describes herself as a body horror queen, proudly challenging traditional ideas about beauty. Her videos often attract millions of views, especially those showing her unusual tongue piercings and facial designs. Criticism follows her everywhere, but Aiden rarely appears bothered by it. She often explains that every person alters their appearance in some way, whether through clothing, makeup, or hairstyles. For her, body modification simply pushes that idea further, turning her body into a living piece of personal art. Number 9. Kate Schumskaya. The first time many people see Kate, they pause for a second. Well, that's because something feels strangely familiar. Her face carries a striking resemblance to the Hollywood-famous star Scarlett Johansson. The shape of her eyes, the curve of her jaw, and the expressions she makes seem almost identical. Kate, a Russian influencer, eventually realized the resemblance herself and decided to embrace it fully. She began recreating famous looks associated with the actress, especially the iconic Black Widow character from the Marvel films. Through makeup tutorials, cosplay videos, and carefully recreated photos, she built an online presence that quickly spread across social media. Millions of viewers now follow her posts, fascinated by the illusion that feels almost cinematic. Some fans treat her like a real-life version of the character they admire. Others simply enjoy the creativity behind her transformations. Kate understands the fascination and leans into it with confidence. What started as a simple copy-paste gradually became an online identity that blends performance, imagination, and modern digital fame. Number 8. Michelle Prado. Michelle, aka Diabone, has built a reputation as one of the most extreme body modification enthusiasts in the world. This man from Brazil gradually transformed his appearance through dozens of dramatic procedures. Subdermal implants beneath his skin create horn-like shapes across his forehead, and while tattoos cover nearly every visible inch of his body. His ears have been surgically altered, and metallic tusks replace parts of his teeth. One of his most shocking decisions involved removing both his ring and pinky fingers on each hand, creating claw-shaped hands he calls Las Garras. The change stunned many of his followers online. Videos showing the transformation quickly gathered millions of views. Despite the attention, Mikkel often explains that the choices are deeply personal rather than designed for fame. He views his body as a canvas where he can express ideas that feel powerful to him. Even with constant physical discomfort and phantom pain from the missing fingers, he continues pursuing his unique vision. Number 7. Noah Wall. When Shelley and Rob Wall learned about their unborn son's condition, doctors delivered a crushing prediction. They believed the baby had only 2% of a functioning brain, and the recommendation was blunt: prepare for the worst. Yet the couple refused to give up hope. On March 6, 2012, Noah entered the world and surprised everyone almost immediately. Within hours, he underwent delicate surgery to close his spine and drain fluid from his skull. Doctors expected a fragile future, but something remarkable began unfolding. As Noah grew, scans revealed that his brain was developing in ways no one anticipated. By the age of 3, an imaging showed nearly 80% of a typical brain structure. Specialists later suggested that his brain had been compressed before birth rather than absent. Today, Noah approaches life with curiosity. He loves science experiments, enjoys music, and solves math problems with enthusiasm. Number 6. Tsukimi Ayano. The village of Nagoro in Japan slowly grew quieter over the years, as younger residents moved away to larger cities. Shops closed, schools emptied, and the once lively streets became still. Tsukimi remained behind, one of the few people who chose to stay. At first, the silence felt heavy. After her father passed away, she decided to make a simple scarecrow to place in his old field as a small tribute. Something about that act comforted her. Soon she created another figure, then another. What began as a personal gesture slowly transformed into something remarkable. Today, hundreds of life-size dolls stand throughout Nagoro. I'm sitting in classrooms, waiting at bus stops, or tending empty fields. Each one represents someone who once lived there. Tsukimi walks among them daily, adjusting their clothes and placing them carefully where memories once existed. Visitors from around the world now travel to see the strange but touching scene. Number 5. Sanumi and Sanuti Ranasi. Well, now this story is amazingly incredible. Sanumi and Sanuti grew up sharing more than just the bond of twin sisters. From an early age, and both imagined themselves wearing surgical gowns and helping patients in operating rooms. Their dream followed them when their family moved from Sri Lanka to New Zealand during their childhood. At the University of Auckland, the sisters spent 6 demanding years studying medicine side by side. Long nights of lectures, exams, and clinical practice tested their determination, yet they pushed forward together. Their training later took them to hospitals in Melbourne, where staff occasionally confused the identical twins during busy shifts. The moment that captured everyone's attention happened in London at Hammersmith Hospital, where the two worked across the same operating table, each suturing from opposite sides during a procedure. Graduation finally arrived, marking the fulfillment of a promise they once made as children. Soon they will follow separate specialties, but their shared journey remains something rare, a dream carried by 2 hearts moving in perfect step. Number 4. Eugenia Cooney. Eugenia first gained attention online through makeup tutorials, fashion videos, and casual vlogs that attracted a loyal audience. Her cheerful personality and distinctive style helped her channel grow quickly. Over time, however, many viewers began noticing dramatic changes in her physical appearance. Her body grew extremely thin, and concern spread across social media. People speculated that she might be struggling with an eating disorder, though Eugenia herself rarely addressed those claims directly. The situation turned into a complicated public conversation. Some fans worried deeply about her health, while others debated whether constant attention might make the situation worse. In 2019, Eugenia stepped away from the internet and later revealed she had entered treatment. When she returned, many viewers expressed relief at seeing signs of recovery. Yet in the years that followed, discussion around her health continued to surface. Today, she still streams and posts content online, though her life remains closely watched by an audience that feels both concerned and completely uncertain. Number 3. Rico Leiddesma. Well, Rico has spent decades transforming himself into something that looks pulled straight from dark fantasy. The Brazilian tattoo artist became fascinated with the fierce orc warriors from The Lord of the Rings, and slowly began reshaping his appearance to match the image he carried in his imagination. His body was first filled with dark tattoos, spreading across nearly every visible surface of his skin. Then the modifications grew more dramatic. Rico installed 4 large tusk-like implants in his mouth, a painful procedure that dramatically changed his smile. Eating certain foods became difficult afterward, yet he never regretted the choice. He also split his tongue down the center, widened his nasal septum, and tattooed the whites of his eyes deep black. The effect can feel startling at first glance. Behind the appearance, however, Rico remains an artist who helps others express themselves through tattoo work. For him, the transformation is not about shocking people. It is about bringing a long-imagined identity to life. Number 2. Austin Halls. Austin was born with Mobius syndrome, which affects the nerves controlling facial movement. Because of it, he cannot smile, frown, or move many of the muscles people normally use to express emotion. During childhood, simple activities like chewing, breathing comfortably, or speaking clearly required extra effort. Several surgeries eventually helped improve some of those challenges. Even before those procedures, however, Austin had already discovered another way to communicate. Music became the language he relied on most. Writing lyrics, recording melodies, and producing songs allowed him to share feelings that his face could never show. In the studio, he focuses intensely on every note and every line. His producer often says Austin's voice carries an honesty that listeners immediately recognize. The song "Still I Rise" captures much of his journey. Austin does not seek sympathy, but respect and love. Number 1. Janet Silva. Janet's childhood nearly disappeared beneath the weight of a tumor that kept growing across her face. Living in Gambia, and the swelling made breathing difficult and turned eating into a daily struggle. As the mass grew larger, she stopped going to school and avoided leaving the house. A scarf became her shield against the curious eyes of strangers. Doctors feared the tumor might soon threaten her life. Everything changed when her story reached medical volunteers in the United States. A team led by Dr. David arranged to bring Janet to Cohen Children's Medical Center through the Global Medical Relief Fund. But surgeons prepared for a delicate operation that would last more than 12 hours. Using bone from Janet's own leg, they rebuilt the damaged area of her jaw while removing the tumor. Recovery took time, but the result gave her something she had not felt in years. As of now, Janet laughs freely again and has returned to school, rediscovering the simple joy of being a child. If you've enjoyed watching this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon in the next one.